Your Apple TV just got a tiny bit better with tvOS 26.5, and in this video I'm going to be telling you everything that's new with this new software update. Going into the settings under the system section, if we select that and then go to where it says software update, you can see the version that I'm on, tvOS 26.5 with the build number 23L471. And then if we check for a software update just to make sure that's the current latest build, yes it is. And now something that's new that you actually see when you power on your Apple TV for the first time is the what's new screen. So for me, since my Apple TV had already updated in the background, when I turned it on, selected my profile, the moment I clicked enter on my profile, it showed me this. Now this is the what's new screen after tvOS 26.5 update has been completed. You can also see the same screen when you go into the system and then go to the what's new page. You will see Genius Browse on Apple TV and iTunes Movies and TV shows on Apple TV. So the first what's new section talks about Genius Browse. If you recall correctly, this isn't actually new with tvOS 26.5. If you watch my tvOS 26.4 video, that's like a month old now, Genius Browse was actually available, but it was only available in selected countries and regions, and you needed to have, I think, an Apple TV 4K or newer. And now if you look at the what's new screen, Genius Browse is now available in more countries and regions, and it also tells you that iTunes Movies and TV shows on Apple TV are no longer available. Find your purchases in the library and buy and rent in the store or on the Apple TV app. If I click continue, it brings me to the system, and if I go all the way back right here and select the Apple TV app, you can see there's a new pop-up screen for the Apple TV. It will welcome you to the Apple TV and it will say watch all your favorite TV shows in one place. If I click where it says start watching, just like this is what it comes up to. And if I go all the way down, you can see the different splash screens and windows. If I click continue and go to the library section, you can see under this section, this is where you are going to see the recent purchases. There's a movie there that's purchases, and under this section as well, you can see your movies, you can see your 4K HDR, and you can see the different genres right there. There's only one shown since it's only one movie that's saved. And then if we go all the way back to the section that talks about Apple apps, it's actually a folder. If we go into it, you can see the iTunes apps have been removed, like it mentioned in the new what's new pop-up screen. To go along with the latest iOS 26.5, there's another minor change that has been introduced right here, and it has to do with liquid glass. If I swipe up on the remote, you can see it takes me into the different screensaver selection option, and under this section, if you see the portraits, you can see right here that it has been updated with liquid glass. To be specific, if you look at the time, you can see now it has more translucency to go along with the liquid glass theme that Apple has been pushing when it comes to the latest iOS 26 theme. Just to show you the before and after, you can see the picture on the right hand side, it's the before, and then the picture on the left hand side is the after. So you can see the before, the time wasn't really that translucent, the liquid glass wasn't that prominent, and then if you look at the after, you can see how it's more translucency and tries to carry forward the new liquid glass theme that Apple introduced with tvOS 26 and iOS 26. Another Apple TV change has to do with the corresponding iOS 26.5 update. So on the iPhone, the Apple TV app now has a new disclaimer. Apple has added new privacy text for Apple TV in regards to kids' profile. This lets you know what type of info is collected, just to be transparent. If you want to see the exact privacy text prompt that Apple is now putting it out, I'll put it on the screen right here. You can pause the frame and read it word for word, or read the whole paragraph, so that you know what this new privacy disclaimer is. With regards to tvOS 26.5, the developer page actually mentions a new StoreKit change that Apple has introduced. Put simply, this mentions that Apple has added support for a new kind of subscription that allows you to pay monthly but commit to a 12-month period. For example, $10 per month locked in for a period of 12 months. Now, this StoreKit change lets developers automatically display display and show you this information before they had to build it themselves. So it just makes it easier for developers and for you, the end user, so that you are able to get the correct information with regards to the purchase or subscription that you are making. Even though you are being charged monthly, it properly discloses that this is a commitment for a period of 12 months or 1 year. Another fix that tvOS 26.5 fixes is with regards to subscription and calendars. So in North America, we consider the Gregorian calendar as standard, but there's many other calendar formats that you can set. For example, the Hebrew calendar. So if you had a non-standard calendar set and you had active subscriptions, there was a bug with the previous tvOS update where it would actually see no subscriptions active, even though you have a subscription with an app or service. So now you can have any type of calendar format set: Hebrew, Islamic, Buddhist, any format. And now with this tvOS 26.5 update, it will recognize those subscriptions, unlike before where it would see no subscriptions or pretty much break your subscriptions. Another thing that has been updated in the background has to do with Apple TV on Android, which was recently updated to version 2.4.1. So if you have an Android device, such as a Samsung device or phone, you can go to your app version and see if you're on 2.4.1. If not, then you want to update your app so that you get the latest bug fixes and stability improvements for Apple TV on Android. Something else that has been resolved has to do with digital receipts on the Apple TV, because sometimes to verify app purchases or subscriptions, the Apple TV checks the specific app's digital receipt to verify an app subscription or something that you signed up for. And there was a bug whereby the Apple TV would try to pull that digital receipt and it would read now, because the app's version would not be rendered correctly. So instead of like 3.2.1, it was being rendered as now, or NULL. And because of that, app subscriptions were not correctly being rendered or renewed accordingly. And now with this update, Apple has fixed that. So if you have a subscription that isn't working correctly before you update, then after you update, if the issue hasn't been resolved, then you might want to recheck and make sure that your app's version and digital receipts are rendering automatically. But in the background, Apple has mentioned that this issue has been resolved. Now, even though the Apple TV mentions Genius Browse after this update, you can see it actually is there in the background and it references it. But in practice, when I go to the homepage of the Apple TV or the Apple TV section, I don't really see any Genius Browse. So I don't know if it's something that I haven't turned on or a section that isn't enabled, but still I can see the section that says Genius Browse. Usually, like, what you see there is top 10. You can see top 10 actions. You can see what to watch next. There should be a section that talks about Genius Browse, but at this point in time I can't see it, and I'm in Canada right now. So let me know if you are in Canada and you see the new Genius Browse section in the Apple TV. If you're still having voice sync issues after you've updated to the latest tvOS version, you might want to go into your settings and then turn on continuous audio output. In most cases, from what I've seen, this fixes the issue. The last thing you should always check to know whether the update is an important one or not, or if you should update or not, are the Apple security releases that pertain to that specific update. So for the previous tvOS update, you can see there were a lot of security contents that Apple patched, and these are common vulnerabilities and exposures that could have been exploited, and there were different attackers, of course, that always try to gain different privileges or maybe steal your information or inappropriately get access to your device without your consent. So some have to do with audio, core media, data, curl. There's many that you can see that were patched in the previous update. So always check the Apple security page. This is a publicly available page that you can find, and then you'll be able to see the security contents that pertain to the specific update that you're updating your device to. So that's pretty much it when it comes to tvOS 26.5 for me. Let me know what you think about this update, and since this one seems to pertain to subscriptions mainly, if you are a subscriptions kind of person, I think this update is going to be one that you're going to appreciate, especially if you're experiencing issues. Now, that's it for me. If you like this video, don't forget to like and hype, and I'll see you in the next video.